All right. Hi all, and a warm welcome to the recap of Microsoft Inspire. It's strange times, right? Usually, by this time of year, we go to the US to go to Microsoft Inspire to meet with you, our customers, our peers, and also Microsoft, of course. We go there to see inspiring keynotes, go to lectures, and also get some training. But at the same time, get some, hangouts with each other, go to parties, and just meet. It's not that way this year. It's a little bit more strange, but we do, as we usually do for the last few months, we meet in front of our screens. So this time we do it and we'll recap our key takeaways from Microsoft Inspire. So for all of you who haven't met me, my name is David Treiberg, and I'm leading also Center of Competence for Microsoft. And together here today, I have a few team members in the team to be able to share some news with you. So with this, I would like to hand it over to my colleague, Yevgeny.
Thanks, David. Hello, my name is Yevgeny, and I'm driving Modern Workplace in Azure Group. One of my key priorities is to create competitive advantage for the channel that we work with and bring new solutions to the market. I would like to introduce my colleague, Ginteras.
Hello, my name is Ginteras. I'm also application infrastructure lead. So I'm really excited to share with you some Inspire highlights, what we heard this year, virtually, not as usually from the Vegas, and I'll handing over to my colleague, Martin.
Hi, thank you, Ginteras. My name is Martin, and I'm responsible for the business application part of also, and that also covers Power Platform. And my job is, like all my other colleagues, to make sure that we are absolutely in the front and the first movers, making sure that our partners are getting the best attention and services. Back to David.
All right, thanks, Martin. So before we kick it off and talk about the input we got this year, I would like to send out a big thanks to all our partners, wherever you are in any of our 22 countries, from Croatia in the south to Finland in the north. Big thanks for all the work that you've done. We have really enjoyed working close with you and really looking forward for the new coming fiscal year together with you. So this year was very interesting and inspiring for me. I think a few things that I took away is that collaboration is even more important than ever before due to the whole situation. When we cannot see each other physically, we just need to collaborate in new ways. And Teams has been one of the main ways of us to collaborate. We've done it in our team, but I think it's also important that we've seen a huge growth in number of companies and partners having interest in Teams and really how to support them work closer together. So this has been one of the really interesting things, and I think you guys could also comment on this, but it's super clear to me that the opportunity is huge. We drive digital transformation at the moment, and Teams is kind of in the center of it, and many things around that. But without talking more about this, I think Yevgeny, you will come into it a little bit later. I think we'll start with Ginteras and on the Azure side. So you've listened into some of the keynotes and the lectures Microsoft have been having. What would you say are the biggest priorities on Azure for fiscal 21?
Yeah, it's not surprising that main priorities for Azure basically is to help to enable remote work, also ensure the business continuity, IT innovation brought by market disturbance, how to remain secure. And it's a big market opportunity for the partners to be a part of this. And of course, will remain the same priority as last year to continue cloud migration.
Yeah. But at the same time, also, we heard some news about Azure Stack HCI. Could you share what type of opportunities that brings to the channel?
Yeah, during this year Inspire, we heard about public preview of Azure Stack HCI. So basically what is Azure Stack HCI is, so it's Azure services which give customers security, performance, and the hybrid enhancement. It delivers integrated management and operation experience with Azure, allowing customers to manage Azure Stack, HCI deployment, and Azure resources side by side, right from the Azure portal. We heard that Microsoft did some survey, and it shows that there is a lot of interest from the partner side looking about HCI investment. And we also, together with our hardware partners like Lenovo, HPI, basically can deliver those solutions to your customers.
Okay. Super interesting. At the same time, I mentioned a few things about Teams. It's a very important collaboration tool, but we also heard that Windows Virtual Desktop together with Teams play a major role in the COVID situation, and it forced the channel to transformation. So how could partners who haven't built like offerings around Windows Virtual Desktop could use this market potential to drive change?
Yeah, Windows Virtual Desktop will remain one of the fastest Azure growth areas for Financial 21. And Microsoft together also will support our partners how to identify and use this business opportunity, not just by enable customers work remotely, but also to build a managed services practice. Another great practice is how to entrance into managed services from the security point of view. It's a great partner opportunity to secure customers and exchange work environments from companies, how to enable employees to work from home, enabling customers work remotely and making sure that they continue working this way, in secure way. One of the areas where the partner should focus and build their managed services experience, but not limiting to those two experiences. Also worth mentioning business continuity and migration. And we at also committing help our partners to identify those opportunities and together deliver and build those managed service practice.
Okay. Thanks, Gintaras. I think connecting what you just said to modern workplace and everything that goes around it. Yevgeny, so Microsoft announced a lot of enhancements to Microsoft Teams. Could you name a few, what you heard and what your key takeaways of that was?
Yes, absolutely. I think that one of the most requested features in recent times was to enable more simultaneously video streams in the one screen. Microsoft already enhanced that to enable 9 videos in one screen, but now the new feature will enable 49 simultaneous video streams in one window. That would enable partners to compete with the Zoom and other competitors on the market. Especially handy it becomes in the educational sector where teachers want to see full class in one screen. So far, that was a big obstacle and big minus for Teams, but now this will be overcome and become a super good sales point for our partners.
Yeah, so it definitely really makes sense, and I think a lot of partners and end customers have asked for these types of new features, and it's clear to me that also Microsoft invests quite heavily into Teams development, and it will go. It's gone pretty fast already right now, but it will go even faster during the coming year with new enhancements and new improvements. So really looking forward to those things. So on top of Teams, what would you say was the top priorities for modern workplace in general?
Well, in general, it's very clear that secure remote work is still the topic number one. There are a lot of businesses who are still adopting cloud, and migration to the cloud is definitely one of the priorities as well. And security, as Gintaras mentioned before, is the key, and it should be in the core of everything that partners do today. So these 3 main areas is where Microsoft really focuses and asks partners to do the same: remote work, security, and migration to the cloud. Yeah. With also offerings that we have today, we will help partners to migrate customers to the cloud using our tools and services that we have in the marketplace today, like Skykick, for example, BitTitan, Cloud Migrator, and many more. We have a lot of GTM materials already adopted for our markets, because markets are different, and we adopt those and translate those so that partners can use materials already today to go to the customer to do marketing through social media or do marketing with us, for example. And we have a lot of readiness activities in the pipeline. The calendar is full of activities in every country, so every partner will get their trainings, be prepared for the examinations to achieve the competencies and specializations at Microsoft.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear that the opportunity is I mean, it's huge out there. There are still many partners who work with end customers who are still driving, legacy business, who needs to transform into new cloud services, who's on-prem solutions that have the need for really moving that to the cloud as well. So this whole transformation, it will be even more important going forward, and to be able to train everyone, I think that's a very big part of what we are planning for the upcoming year, and I think that kind of highlights also what you mentioned here, Evgeny. So specifically talking about the apps and how we work together with them, we need to be efficient, and when we have so many different apps, we need to find the stuff that we want in the right time and don't have to wait for it. So I know that search, it's clear it's become harder and harder within the Microsoft apps, including Teams. But at the same time, I know that Microsoft tried to address this issue. What did you hear, or what did you find out?
Yeah, there is a lot of exciting news about that. One of those is, for instance, Microsoft Lists. It's a new service that is rolling out now globally. Microsoft List is basically a way to organize the information and present it in customizable views through templates, either that Microsoft provide or customers build themselves or resellers. But this is the way how Microsoft will present information in more readable way, so say, so that people shouldn't look for information in different places across Microsoft apps, but they will get it in one view. Another one is probably somebody could tell that Project Cortex was circulating in the news recently again. There's still not much information, but this is the artificial intelligence-based tool that enables to organize content in kind of knowledge base or a project or a topic website, so that you can get everything in one place without organizing that yourself. So it will be automated and completely prepared for everybody. So the companies can use very easily topic-based information pages that will be delivered by this tool without interaction of employees. It's super exciting. There is not much information yet, but we're really hoping to see more at next build.
Yeah. One other thing that I took away is also that partner to partner collaboration and the partner ecosystem is as important as before to Microsoft. And of course, everything we do is together with partners, together with Microsoft, and to find new types of collaborations to drive innovations, for example. But when it comes to the partner ecosystem, what type of investments are Microsoft doing this year for all the partners out there?
Yes, I think that I already mentioned that readiness activities is something that both Microsoft and also invest a lot into. So definitely having technical trainings, boot camps, virtual instructor-led technical trainings, and so on. So this kind of activities definitely takes a lot of resources from Microsoft, and this is where the focus is. The other one, of course, is to bring new offers and promotions to the market. Last half year, we all enjoyed Microsoft 365 Business Premium 20% discount. So this year, Microsoft will prepare something new. So we're really excited to see what it will be. In addition, of course, there are new incentives for usage. And if so far there was the usage of Teams, so now Microsoft add also security to incentivize partners to work with security at the customer side and adopt security services from Microsoft. I think that also very interesting initiative from Microsoft is so-called Cloud Accelerator Workshops, where Microsoft is paying partners to bring the workshops to the customer to talk about Microsoft solutions in a very structured way. So there's a lot of good opportunities for partners to earn additional money at the same time, actually to sell Microsoft services. We also know that Microsoft will introduce double incentives on customer ads. So partners can really spend their time, because we know that customer acquisition is very expensive. And so Microsoft will incentivize it additionally to bring new customers, to acquire new customers. I think those are few which are quite interesting and quite exciting.
Okay, thank you, Evgeny, for the recap. So going from modern workplace, moving on to dynamic side of the business. So Martin, what was your key takeaways from the stuff that you heard about Dynamics and Business Central?
So I would say, just say that Microsoft has this absolutely gigantic focus on collaboration and the P2P motion, working together in order to deliver the most value. And it totally confirms all our efforts in that direction, what we're doing. So I would say the big things would be collaboration, the P2P motion, actually also making something accessible in the SMB market. So it's not always about enterprise edition, enterprise business we talk, but it's actually dripping down, and it's all about making it accessible for everyone. Actually, that was the message more or less. There were some topics they covered, and of course, one of the big new things they talked about was Business Central and the certification that's in place now. So that will take part in Microsoft's second quarter, or normal people's fourth quarter. And so that means, of course, that there's certification in play. And when you talk Dynamics, you also talk about the competencies that has to be in place in order to drive the business. And I would just mention three big important days, but it all builds on the PCI score, the partner contribution indicators. So we've been hearing about them since January this year, and they build on those 7 factors that are distributed on 3 main areas in a life cycle, from consulting, pre-sales, to implementing, to finally drive usage out there. So 3 days you have to have in mind is October, where the cloud CRM fully retires. So and here Microsoft will take a snapshot of the functional consultants to make a growth baseline, the 1st of October. And the 31 of January, that's also a date you have to remind. It's actually when all exams that is slated, that was slated to retire in 2020 June now, they are extended to the 31s in 2021. And April the 1st next year, this is where the PCI score-based competencies goes in effect. So much about the competencies and that. Evgeny talked very much about the incentives. What I would add to that, I didn't encounter any specific numbers, but they really repeatedly told about they would put more into incentives in the pre-phase of the whole life cycle of our customers. So it's not so much in the post, in the end. So pre-sales and stuff like that will be focused on as well. And to give a really good example, so Power Platform was absolutely the big topic at Inspire. And this is this collaboration tool we're talking about, which taps in Azure, taps in Modern Workplace, taps in Dynamics. And to give a very good example on how that was like illustrated, I've just used the example they use on Rolls-Royce. They had a project where they combined Dynamics 365, Power Apps, and HoloLens. It took them 3 weeks to realize that project, which is normally a project that takes 12 months. So this really tells something about the power of Power Platform, the time to market, and getting something done. And HoloLens is like an expression from the remoteness, I assume. So yeah, so Power Platform and that matter was a very big topic, and it's a big topic. So also something we really much look into. I would say back to the incentives, we will have some monthly hours covering the competencies and offerings on that field. So I would like you I will communicate that and follow up on that. So stay tuned on that. And on the whole readiness part on Power Platforms, we will of course, and on Business Central, we will of course also keep you informed on that. So stay tuned on that because we are already there, I would say. So just in the end, I would say that Microsoft put a lot of focus on the SMB market opportunity. And this is nothing new. We've been told that story many times before, but they emphasize that again. And it's just to say we have a very big opportunity in the SMB market. We're talking $8 billion in SMB SaaS market. We are talking about double up on Azure consumption when you start on Dynamics. That's Business Central specific now. And you have 80% more on the Office 365 ARPU. And it's like a $1 to $10 return on investment. So there's a big opportunity out there, and we luckily tap into that, and we are able to help our partners with that.
So for those partners who are, come quite far with Modern Workplace and supporting their customers, but would like to take the next step to also start looking into how to support their end customers with CRM solutions or ERP solutions, what would be your, best recommendations? How would they move ahead, so to speak?
So we have one or two or three offerings in place. So we have the first offering to make sure that they themselves can get there and they can actually transact and they can implement and they can drive business on, let's say, sales professional, which is a lightweight CRM solution, which we have a lot of Office 365 partners engaging with right now. So we are building even more on that, and the whole Power Platform, of course. Business Central is a little bit harder, but this is what they can engage with. So we make sure that our partners get the necessary education in order to begin that business and actually act on that business. But we also have a lot of partner to partner in play. And we have that because we have a lot of demand from partners that actually wants to address the opportunity selling CRM and ERP and Power Platform to the customers, but they don't have the capacity of doing that themselves. So we have P2P corporations in place, so we can actually offer that. So they actually are able to sell that without even having the competencies themselves. Or maybe this is a combination of the two I just mentioned. So, but we have an offering for every situation, I would say. Even if it gets big, we can make sure that the implementation goes well. Of course, the thing is on the CRM, the customer engagement part is more or less globally, and Power Platform as well. So we can do that. But on this Business Central, we are still limited to the localization of Business Central. So in countries where there are not localizations applied, we cannot give the same amount of service on that part. But that's the same story for everyone else.
All right. Thank you so much, Martin. I think we have recapped what we believe at least was the most important highlights or key takeaways from this year's Inspire. Is there any last thoughts or comments you guys would like to mention towards the partner channel, our partner ecosystem out there from Inspire?
Well, I can add only that Microsoft introduced a lot of new competencies and specializations to enable partners to stand out in competition. And so I encourage everybody to check what Microsoft have prepared and to look into new specializations to make sure that you're focusing on particular activities or particular services or product groups to be different on the market.
And I would add, in a combination with that collaboration is important. That means that you should look into the whole business and make sure that you cover all the customers' demands so you cover all aspects of business.
All right.
So
with
that,
yeah, guitars.
from the Azure side, to add, I totally agree with the Martin that P2P motion, partner kind of engagement, it also was a big buzz this year, and we heard this a lot of during Inspire. So basically, This enables for partners to do more and basically to deliver more sophisticated solutions to the market. So we really encourage to work more closely with other partners with us, because basically we can are able to fill each other gaps what we have. And I really like one expression what I heard in the market during this year Inspire. If you want to go fast, you can go alone. But if you want to go far, you should go together. So it really represents the whole idea, partner to partner. I really encourage partners to open a discussion with us, for example, how to grab this untapped market opportunity. If you see that there is, or if you feel that there is a market opportunity, but you don't have capabilities or you don't know how to do that, let's have a discussion how to, because we are sitting in the same boat. So I believe partner to partner cooperation will bring both the great results.
All right. Thank you, guys. And thanks to all who have listened in to the recap of Microsoft Inspire. Thanks for all the good work you've been doing, and we really look forward to working closer with you during the coming fiscal year from Microsoft side and also from Also side. For more information on the stuff that we have talked about, we'll provide you with links so you could read more. And with that, hope you will have a great summer and talk to you soon again. Thanks all.
Thank you.
Guys.